So if you had told me 5 years ago when I quit my job in finance that I would end up with a YouTube channel that is monetized on raising and eating bugs, probably would have told you were absolutely crazy and you had the wrong person. But here we are. So I'm going to talk to you today about how long it took me to get monetized here on YouTube, but I feel like I should tell you why I even started this channel in the first place and what really prompted me towards making the conscious decision of setting the goal to become monetized. Because honestly, this is not one of those stories where I was just like woke up one morning and was like, oh my gosh, I'm monetized on YouTube. I actually sat down, had a strategy for it, and consistently worked towards it. So with something super niche like raising crickets, and specifically raising crickets for human consumption, though that's not how most of you landed on this page. I think a lot of you landed here because my advice on raising and keeping crickets alive has been helpful in other industries. I'm looking at you reptile people. With something super niche, it's not going to be an overnight viral success or an overnight viral case of popularity, just because what I do is weird and not everyone's going to be interested in it. It's not like a super wide ranging, broad audience sort of a topic, and I'm all right with that. But that just meant I needed to be a little bit more strategic as I marched towards becoming monetized. So what led me down the path of monetization in the first place? I think the reason I started this YouTube channel initially was because there was either a grant competition or something that required me to have a video for an entry. Now I have my own personal YouTube channel that I have not looked at or been on in years at this stage. I think there's probably videos there, not sure if they're public. Regardless, I at the time decided to separate out my business videos from my personal videos without the intention of growing this into anything. I really did just need to upload this video so that I could enter this pitch competition. I think it was the Iowa Farm Bureau one, but it might have been before that. Who knows? Anyways, so initially that was the whole reason, and then I started creating a bunch of private videos for my grower network as I brought those guys on so that I could give them a reference point or a spot where all of the info was for sort of the hands-on thing, so that when they were not with me in the barn in training or anything like that, they had something to refer to. But like I said, all of those videos initially were by link only, so you can only see them if you had the link. I didn't really start making public YouTube videos until probably April of 2020, March or April of 2020, when the whole world shut down. I went from having at least one speaking engagement a week, and obviously live events all the time, farmers markets, all sorts of things. Went from having one of those a week to having an absolutely clear schedule and no way to reach people other than my social media. For me, I always say I'm not selling like chips and salsa. There is a certain amount of education that goes into convincing a Westerner that crickets are something that you can actually eat. With 2020 starting out the way that it did, I decided, well, this extra time, I can probably devote that to this YouTube channel that people have been asking me to create for a long time. So that was really the birth of me consciously putting public content onto this YouTube channel. But at the time, again, it was more of I had time and was looking at alternative marketing ideas, alternative ways to educate people en masse, a different way to reach potential customers, and to do it in a longer form than say Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I did not really get the itch to start growing the channel intentionally until later on that year. And the reason that I got that itch was actually one of my fellow cricket farmers and YouTubers out of Australia, Zach Shoebug. You have no idea that you had anything to do with me going after growing this channel, but you did. And it just punched me in my competitive muscle. I'm very competitive. Zach, if you end up watching this, it was your fault that I started growing this channel, because you had posted in a group on Facebook that we are part of that you were super excited because you guys had just reached 100 subscribers on your YouTube. And I was like, oh, 100 subscribers, that's pretty cool. How many do I have? And I looked and I had 66. And for me, I was just like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Why does he have 100 subscribers and I don't? So I then secretly got into a competition to get more subscribers than you. So that was my initial push, believe it or not. It wasn't even towards monetization. It was, I want to get more subscribers than Shoebugs on YouTube. Whatever. Zach and I exchange Instagram messages fairly often. We are on completely different time zones. He's got a really cool channel. You should go check it out. I love what they're doing in Australia. They're actually just putting up a new building and everything. They're going nuts. Anyways, so that was initially how I started growing the channel. So this would have been 2020. I was like, you know, had this subscriber goal to chase, even if it was attached to somebody else's channel. It was still something for me to chase. And when 2020 was coming to a close and events were still shut down, normally my busiest time of year is, you know, November, December. Crickets make a great stocking stuffer. None of those events were happening. Sales were pretty slow. I had brought on multiple growers that year, so I had, even though I had doubled my overall sales in 2020, I had like quadrupled the amount of crickets I had. So for me, it was a really rough year, but the additional time with no events gave me some time to step back and strategize and really set some goals for my business, which up until then I had not, because the amount of growth and the amount of change that had happened in the previous 2 years, my head was just spinning. I had not had time to sit down and look at things the way that I needed to. So this gave me the time to look and goals and all of that. And truthfully, I was trying to figure out other ways to generate revenue other than, because going into 2021, we had no idea. Were things going to open back up? Like, what was 2021 going to look like? What could I do for other revenue streams? And at that point, I don't remember how I figured out what the metrics were to get monetized on YouTube, but I realized that I needed 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 watch hours, which the 4,000 watch hours, I thought, oh, that'll be a piece of cake. Let me get to this 1,000 subscribers. By the end of 2020, I had maybe 650 subscribers, maybe 700. And so I thought for 2021, very realistic goal for me to get monetized on YouTube in 2021. So in order to do that, I decided I was going to upload 2 videos per month, because that felt very doable to me. Once a week felt like too much. Once a month felt too little. I thought for sure if I can upload twice a month, every month in 2021, I'll get monetized. No problem. I just got to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Little did I know. I did end up hitting that 1,000 subscriber mark by the middle of 2021. I think it was like the end of June or so. One of my videos from 2020, from that initial just how can we educate people, how can I create videos that are potentially useful for teachers who are doing online learning, what can I do to try to show people what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. One of those videos, the one all about cricket babies, which I can't even watch anymore, it makes me cringe, that one was up to like 20,000 views. And I was just like, wow, some of these things are getting some momentum. Had no idea at the time in terms of strategy around like keywords and content creation, all of that kind of stuff. But so at that point, like I said, June of 2021, I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark and I was like, yes, like I'm gonna get monetized. And then I was like, wait, I'm not monetized yet, because I only had maybe 1,900 watch hours at that point. So I was like 2,000 watch hours short. For those of you who don't know, In addition to having 1,000 subscribers, you also need 4,000 watch hours within a 365-day period. So that is a rolling 365 days. You need 4,000 watch hours within 365 days, plus 1,000 subscribers, plus a few other little like admin things in order to become monetized on YouTube. That 4,000 watch hours is a lot. It is nearly 6 months of someone watching your content for 24 hours a day. It's insane. Like, it's a lot. I underestimated what it was going to take to make that happen. By the end of 2021, I started seeking out and watching a whole bunch of YouTube growth content. Catherine Manning, actually, I know she shifted her content since then, but I watched a lot of her stuff. I took a lot of her, advice and things like that, and tried to implement different things like more regular content posting, looking into my analytics about what videos were suggesting my videos, what videos were being suggested after. Search tools, what were people searching, what were keywords that were working. So I started to implement that, and then I also started to go live and started to do a live weekly Q&A, which I know I haven't done them in a while, and I've been really inconsistent, and I promise I will bring them back. It might have to be like bi-weekly or monthly Q&A, but I will get back on a schedule. Little by little, I was increasing my overall content base, obviously, and then I was also increasing my total watch hours. Finally, 2022 rolls around, and I'm at about 3,000 watch hours and closing in on 2,000. Well, no, I think it was more like 1,600 subscribers by the beginning of 2022. So then I absolutely set more ambitious goals. Like I said, in 2021, I was hoping to upload videos twice a month, which I did end up doing that, and I think I ended up doing like 12 days of Vlogmas, so I ended up blowing that number of videos out of the water. And this is like pre-YouTube Shorts, and so I didn't count that towards anything. Going into 2022, I set the goal of uploading a new YouTube video every single week. So 4 YouTube videos a month, and again, started using some more of the tips and keyword things and content length, content creation sort of things that I was watching these other grow on YouTube creators do. Continued to go live, all of the things. Meanwhile, YouTube has been running ads on some of my content for over 18 months at this point. So I'm pretty frustrated, but steadily growing every single month. Again, this is pre-using YouTube Shorts, and those actually don't count towards my watch hours anyway, so it's good that I didn't get into it. And then bam, finally, the very end of May of 2022, I was monetized. I would say that I really started pushing on this at the very beginning of 2021, so it took me almost 18 months of solid, consistent work on YouTube in order to get monetized with a super niche sort of a topic. I swear, if I can do it, talking about raising and eating bugs, anybody can do it. If you are passionate about it, if you are consistent, if you are creating content that you want to create and that people want to watch, you will get monetized. I know it's only like 0.25 or really small percentage amount of YouTube channels that ever reach the monetization thresholds, but if you can do it, if I can do it, like I said, talking about raising and eating bugs, you can too. I will say, so I am filming this on September 1st of 2022, and it has been about 90 days of monetization at this point, and I have yet to receive my first check from Google. I think that will be coming shortly. I believe you have to earn over $100 in ad revenues in order to get paid out, which I believe this month I made. I think I'm at roughly $140 total, so definitely not quitting my day job yet, but it's so cool to be able to make money off of people watching your videos and watching your content that hopefully they are deriving value out of as well. That's how long it took me, roughly 18 months of consistent work and content creation and views from people like you. So thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I swear I will get back to weekly or monthly or bi-weekly live Q&As at some stage. And as always, if you ever have any questions or just want to drop a comment, please leave it below. Like, subscribe, share, all of those things. Those all helped me get monetized, and they all still continue to help my channel to grow. Thanks so much for being here.